Howdy, folks. I'm Brian, the human bubble wrap.
I'm Amber.
Here's not Reddit yet. So I have two gags here. We just got a package like moments ago. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to take this stuff out before I record. And lo and behold, they have so much of this bubble packing in here that it's basically enough to cover me head to toe. So here you go. I am covered in bubble stuff, but you can't see it all because it's invisible. Right? And then also this. Sorry about the crinkling. I won't wear this the whole episode, so don't worry. But this now I have to pause here for a second. 1 second. I have to take this stuff off. A word of caution here. This is not vetted medical stuff, all right? I am not advising you to go out and take Viagra. And there's a lot more studies that need to be done before they verify what I'm about to tell you. But that's not the point. The point is this. After 6 years of follow-up, people who use Viagra usage was significantly associated with a 69% reduction in the risk of Alzheimer's. Nice. That's it. That's the whole lead up here. Sorry, folks. I had to do it. I had to do it. You understand. Like, there is never going to be another time in history when this kind of news comes out. The stars aligned, folks. The stars aligned. I had to take advantage of it. But there more research is needed, so don't go start popping Viagra pills. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. YouTube's probably going to be like, this video violates our terms of contracts and services because you used the word Viagra. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Do I have to censor that?
I don't think so. It's a medication.
It's a medication. So yeah, that's all of our medical news for today. And here's some Reddit. Alright, and here's some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I the Jerk for Telling My Son the Truth About His Mom? Their mom, a 44-year-old female, and I, a 44-year-old male, broke up 9 years ago because I caught her cheating with my friend in our home with our 4-month-old son sleeping in the next room. And the breakup was hard, especially for the kids, but as parents, we did everything possible so that they could be happy. And we decided that we would never tell them the real reason that we broke up until they were adults. For them, we only broke up because it was best. We always told them that we functioned better separately, and that way we could all be happy. But I got tired. I met someone a few years after our breakup, and now we are married, and I have a 21-month-old girl, and she's pregnant with our son. Oh, what?
They have one kid and one on the way, but it's really phrased awkwardly.
Proper sentence structure sometimes really matters. But my two oldest kids, a 19-year-old male and an 18-year-old male, refuse to meet their sister, and they don't even speak to my wife, a 27-year-old female, and they never wanted to tell me why. They just hate her. At first, when we started dating, it was kind of understandable. My wife was younger, and she was the first person I dated after the breakup with her mom, so I decided to give them a few months so they could adjust to the new situation. But those months turned into years, and they never really tried to get to know my wife. And she always said that she was okay with that, so I decided to let it go. But their attitude just got worse when our daughter was born, and they didn't even want to see her, and I'm not gonna lie, that made me mad, because they were treating her like a stranger just because they didn't like her mom. So, for a while, I stopped texting them since I always was the one who contacted them. And I had no interest in contacting them again, but the other day my wife was crying and I asked her what was going on, and she showed me some of the texts that they sent. She tried to contact them a few weeks ago so we could fix our relationship, and they just insulted her. They called her a bad name and told her that they will never meet that child because they hate our daughter as much as they hate my wife. I read the whole thing and was so mad that I called one of them and we had a fight over those texts. And he said that he hates my wife because his mom told them that I cheated on her with my wife, which is a lie because I didn't even know her at the time. So I got mad and told him that he was wrong and that the cheater was his mom, and that if he didn't believe me, I could show him the papers that I still have from the paternity test that we had to do because she didn't even know who was the real father of our 9-year-old son because she had cheated for years. He was speechless and just hung up the call. Now I feel like maybe I went too far because I shouldn't have told him that, but I was mad because I love my daughter and my wife and I don't want anyone to hurt them. She is the sweetest, kindest person I have ever met in my life, and seeing her sad or crying breaks my heart. And that's why I reacted the way I did. Am I the jerk for telling him that? Alright folks, what do you think about this one? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
This is a bizarre story. Like, the OP's ex tried to flip the script on the whole situation and to make it sound like OP was the bad person in this entire situation. And OP, I don't think that OP did anything wrong here, actually. I think that the ex was the one who really did the thing that was wrong in this situation. He revealed the truth because she revealed a false truth. I think that he did the right thing. I really do. I think that by telling the truth, by getting it out there and rebutting anything that the mom had said, it really helps to give them a new perspective on this situation. Hopefully they realize that OP isn't the person that they need to be mad at in this situation, but the ex, but their mother. So hopefully everything works out in this case. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Oh no! Not the jerk 1,000 times over. Your ex crossed the line that should never be crossed, and only to mess with you for no reason, then out of pure spite and jealousy. You did the right thing to combat the lies with the truth. Eventually the truth will win out, but it'll take time. Yeah, lying about the innocent party cheating completely nullifies the proverbial non-disclosure agreement about the guilty party's cheating. Talk about literally asking for it. Not the jerk. This is why no plan should include keeping secrets from kids. They don't work. You and your wife have suffered their unjust wrath long enough. Time for their mom to have her fair share. Alright, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for using the diamond from my girlfriend's family heirloom for her engagement ring? My girlfriend is a 22-year-old female and I'm a 24-year-old male, and we've been together for about 3 years, and I decided around 5 months ago that I wanted to propose. We share a dog and a home, so it seemed the next logical step. She, I don't know. I mean, sure, that's a good place, but I mean, that kind of struck me funny there that there's like, oh, we share a dog and a home, so the next step is marriage. She's hugely into jewelry, so I wanted to get her a really sentimental ring. At the end of September, her grandma suddenly passed away, and my girlfriend is the only granddaughter. She was passed down the wedding ring, and her grandmother was extremely close to her. So I decided to ask her mom, her grandma was her dad's mom, if she thought it would be a good idea for me to use one of the diamonds in the ring for my girlfriend's engagement ring. She told me that as much as she loved the idea, she didn't know if my girlfriend would, and she told me to think about it. I couldn't find anything else I liked as much. My girlfriend didn't wear the ring as she was worried about losing it, so she kept it in a box in her drawer, making it easy for me to take without her realizing it. It ended up being a beautiful ring, and I thought she absolutely would love the sentiment of it. Well, I proposed. She said yes immediately and was absolutely elated until she saw the ring. She told me that I practically vandalized and ruined the only meaningful thing of her grandmother's that she had, and I should have asked. I went to her mom for support, but she kept saying that she warned me that my girlfriend might not like this idea. She said yes to my proposal, but refused to wear the ring, which I think is just disrespectful considering how much money and thought went into it. Am I the jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think about this situation? Jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk. He stole her ring and ruined it.
I think if you're going to do something like this, you really need to make the other person aware of what you're doing. I don't think you can just arbitrarily take a family heirloom and turn it into a new ring. Maybe if you had proposed with that particular ring, it might have been different. But I mean, I think that OP wanted like something that was of their own too. Hopefully, the ring can get fixed. Hopefully, OP didn't do something stupid like melt the ring down or anything like that. But I mean, it sounds like when she said vandalized, that the ring probably still existed, and hopefully, I mean, diamonds fall out of rings all the time, and jewelers are capable of taking them in and putting them out. So hopefully, it was a non-destructive process. So I would say OP is probably better off with buying a new diamond, replacing it in the ring, and using the new ring as the ring. So yeah, that's what I think there. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Seriously, you the jerk. How dense can you be? You destroyed a family heirloom and you seriously thought she would love that? You destroyed her one family heirloom because you were too lazy or broke to go buy a diamond yourself. That ring was a final gift from her grandmother. She doesn't have to wear it daily for it to be sentimental. And her grandmother passed away just a few months ago. Even her mom said no, as she wouldn't like it. You were disrespectful and stole her property and then had it destroyed. But I did it for you, babe, is no excuse. You messed up, have her grandmother's ring repaired ASAP, then offer to go ring shopping with her for an engagement ring, or buy a different diamond/stone for her ring. Yeah. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Embarrassed by How Much My Dad's Girlfriend Looks Like Me? My dad is a 60-year-old male, and he has a new girlfriend, a 23-year-old female, and I'm a 19-year-old female. And I was introduced to her a few weeks ago. His girlfriend is young, and she looks exactly like me. Similar dress sense, similar voice, and mannerisms. We look disturbingly alike. Us looking alike and her age has really been messing with my mind. My dad says he doesn't see it, but he's clearly lying if even the waitress thought that we were twins. It was so embarrassing when the waitress realized that it was his girlfriend and not his daughter. I could literally see the entire waitstaff discussing it. I told my dad never to ask me to meet them in public when he was with her if he wasn't going to break up with her. He says that I'm being a jerk for being upset by how old she is and that she doesn't look like me. I feel like my feelings are valid. Who's being unreasonable here? All right, folks, what do you think of this situation? Jerk or not the jerk in this situation?
Not the jerk.
So, Amber has a sister, and her sister, anyone who knows her and her sister would say that they don't look alike. And it might be in this particular case that the dad is so used to his daughter and, sees enough of her that he doesn't really see that they look alike, but other people might see a resemblance. And I think that that's probably like a, fair thing to say here. Like, people who know you are going to be able to see you in a much, more detailed way. You're going to become more familiar to them, and they're going to just be able to like discern you better. And people who don't know you are going to kind of like clump and group you together with other people. And if you're with another person, like the wait staff might have just been kind of like when you expect something, like, oh, his daughter is here, they're coming in together, this family, clearly he has two young people with him, he's an older person, so these must be his daughters. And I think that was probably the case here. I don't know how much, they look like, and it's very difficult to say. Like, we don't have a picture, right? So I do think that OP has a right to be concerned about this, but I don't know that they necessarily have the right to tell their dad to not date a person. But the fact that she says that they have the same mannerisms and they look similar and all kinds of things like that, that is a little bit on the disturbing side here. So I do think that the situation as a whole is disturbing. I'm inclined to say that of course OP isn't the jerk, but I don't know how much of a jerk the dad is in this situation. So, yeah, that's kind of where I sit on this one. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. Absolutely not the jerk. I'm in my mid 60s, and while I love talking with young people, I can't imagine dating anyone more than 10 years younger than me. My kids are in their mid 30s, and even dating someone their age would feel too weird. Your feelings are 100% valid. Tell your dad his behavior is embarrassing you, that he's totally creeping you out. Your dad needs to take an objective look at himself. Tell your dad, no, dad, I'm not upset by her age. That isn't her fault. I'm upset by your unapologetic, dirty old man creepiness. Go ahead and be a creepy old guy with a girlfriend young enough to be your daughter, but you can do it without me around in your future. I mean, I think that's probably fair enough, right? I mean, I can't honestly blame anyone for not wanting to hang out with their dad and their girlfriend who is the same age as they are. Honestly, like in a world where things like this happen all the time, I honestly can't blame anyone for distancing themselves from that situation. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Borrowing Some Money from My Wife's Savings Account? My wife and I have joint finances, but she has a savings account her grandpa set up for her before he passed. It's around $40,000 in savings. We both work IT jobs and get paid fairly well. I want to note that we do not live in America, so wages differ. She stated to me that the money are for either an emergency or in case we plan on buying our own house. She said that in case I need the money for an emergency, I'm allowed to use it. I also have access to the account, but I didn't use it for anything. 2 months ago, my sister asked me to lend her $5,000 because she wanted to pay for her wedding dress, but her card had expired and kept declining. I lent her $5,000, but since I didn't have the full amount on my own paycheck, I borrowed money from my wife's savings. My sister said that she would pay me back once her new card was ready, which would take less than 2 days. I didn't tell my wife this because I would replace the money in 2 days. It's been 2 months now, and my sister keeps putting off on giving me back the money she borrowed. She keeps finding excuses on why she can't give it back every single time. My wife hasn't checked the savings account in ages, but what happens if she checks and finds out that $5,000 is missing? My best friend says that I need to be honest with her and I should accept the consequences of my own actions for not notifying my wife and not letting her know about the missing money. Am I the jerk? I feel very guilty for this and for trusting my sister. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk in this situation?
Jerk.
You know, I think that OP was was taken for a ride. Like they shouldn't have taken the money without consulting their wife first. And because if he had talked to her and then taken the money, and she would have been aware, and he wouldn't be in this situation right now. So that's why it's so important to have like open discussions with your partner and to talk about things like this. Like he made a unilateral decision to use money that wasn't his and for designated for a reason that wasn't the money's purpose, and just chose to do this. I know he feels guilty about this, but that doesn't change the fact that he still did it, and I really think that he needs to come clean. He needs to tell his wife what happened. Because at this point in time, he's never getting that money back. I mean, his sister, this is why you have to expect when you loan money to a family member that it's never coming back. So, yeah, I mean, OP, you're kind of out of luck here. Your sister not being able to afford her wedding dress is not an emergency. You were scammed. Her bank would have sent her a new debit card at the beginning of the month that it expires, not wait to send one after it expires. Yeah, exactly. You're not getting that money back, and you will probably never get your wife's trust back either. You're the jerk. One person says, I get mine 6 months before. Yeah, I mean, I get mine 6 months or a year beforehand. Like, I never have I mean, even when my credit card number has been compromised, they'll still send one pretty promptly and not turn the credit card off until I get my new card and get it verified. So this sounds really like a very fishy story that the sister told. OP, you're the jerk. You borrowed the $5,000 from your wife to lend to your sister's non-emergency frivolous use. The fact that your sister is untrustworthy and will not return the funds is less relevant and 100% your responsibility. You need to come clean to your wife ASAP. Pay her back from your own funds so that it's your loss, not your wife's, or as a couple, given that she did not agree to take this responsibility, try to get accountability from your swindler sister, be it persistence or public shaming. Either way, this is on you to fix. Hope you learned your lesson. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed all the countless bubble wrap at the beginning and my very immature and very childish joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was immature.
But you're not.
I'm not sorry. So, thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.